Welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to delete a flow, which can be a little bit trickier than it sounds. So if you're looking at your list of flows in Salesforce here, you might want to delete them just to clean it up a bit. Maybe you've got some old automations that aren't relevant. The first thing to note is whether or not that flow is managed or unmanaged. And you can see that here in our table. So you're not going to be able to delete a managed flow from this screen. If you come over to the dropdown, you'll see that there's no actions available. That's because this flow is part of a package that you installed. So you'd have to uninstall the entire package in order to get rid of that particular flow. Unmanaged packages, you may have installed those, but you also may have built those yourself. So these you can delete, make sure it's unmanaged if you want to delete it. The next thing to take a look at is the active checkbox. If there's a version of the flow that is active, you're not going to be able to delete it either. You need to make it inactive first. So if we look at one of our flows here, I've got one called Save Record ID Example. I'm going to click on the down arrow on the right-hand side and click View Details and Versions. That way I can see how many versions we have and if any of them are active. And you can see the most recent version is active. I can just click the Deactivate button, and that's going to take this Delete button and turn it from grayed out to actually being clickable. Now that there's no version of this flow that is active, we can hit the Delete button. Hit OK. And as you see, you might run into additional errors. If this flow is being referenced anywhere else within your org, it's not going to let you delete it without deleting the reference first. And that's what this error here is telling me. It says the flow definition is referenced elsewhere in Salesforce.com, remove the usage and try again. And then on the right-hand side, it'll tell you what sort of object or functionality is referencing this flow. In this case, it's an action, and that action is a link. So if you click on it, it's going to take you directly to that reference, which is nice because then we can delete it. Here's that action, or it's like a button. And if I delete it here, we'll then be able to delete the flow. Okay, it's not letting me delete that action either. And it's saying that that action is being referenced in the account layout. So we actually need to go to the account layout first, remove the action, then we can delete the action, then we can delete the flow. So you can see how this can get annoying pretty quickly. But if you just follow the errors where they're pointing, you can get to the end of the line, you can remove those references, and then work your way back to finally being able to remove that flow. So I'm going to go into my account, go into page layouts here, and I have an account layout with that button. You can see under Salesforce Mobile and Lightning Actions, what's my record ID is right there. So I'm going to drag it back to this toolbox at the top and hit save. Now, if I go down to the actions area, I should be able to delete that custom action. No errors. Great. The action is gone. Now let's go back to flows, come back to our Save Record ID example. And from here, I can view details and versions and then hit that delete button. That's it. So the takeaways from this video is in order to delete a flow, it needs to be an unmanaged flow and it needs to not be active. And then when you go to delete it, you might get some errors. Just read those errors and try and find out wherever that flow is referenced to make sure that those references are gone before you actually get rid of the flow altogether. Hope you found the video helpful. If you did, please hit like and click subscribe for more. Thanks.